We're going to go into two small stories now, just to round out today. Just to round out today, I think it's important to go through. Before we get into the last bit of why the Notting Hill Carnival needs to, or the Notting Hill Festival, whatever it is, needs to be eradicated. I'm not saying that any person there, any person in particular needs to be eradicated or whatever, as in when we talk about the trans ideology being eradicated, that's what, we need to get rid of it from public life. The Notting Hill Carnival, whatever it is, needs to be gone from public life. So if this is a quote unquote celebration of Black and Caribbean culture, I don't want it anywhere near it. As far as I'm concerned, it can go back out to the Caribbean where it quote unquote belongs. The people who celebrate it, right? The people who celebrate it and the celebration themselves do not belong on British soil. But anyway, one thing that was quite humorous that happened is that's why I'm really thingy about people that report on what's going on in the Middle East at the moment. There's been a lot of politicization on what's been going on in the Middle East with regards to Israel and Gaza and all the rest of it. Claims of genocide, claims of ethnic cleansing and stuff like that. And I'm not a simp for the Israeli government. I'm not a simp for the Israeli government or anything like that. I've been, perfectly upright in saying that I am, relatively pragmatically in favor of the state of Israel, purely because of the holy sites and because I don't want to see the Holocaust completed, right? That's why I don't want it. I don't have any particular, loyalty or, unceasing, fealty to the Israeli government, if you will. And I'll happily call out things on both sides. I spoke about the Catholic Church being hit in Gaza, for example, and listened to other prominent commentators who maybe, some of them saying it was more of an accident, some of them saying that, they deserved it, seemingly, others saying that it wasn't an accident. So yeah, those things need to be talked about, and if it is intentional, if it is that they're targeting Christians, and obviously you would have a potential case to make there, given that, a lot of Jewish nationalists, they obviously don't like Christians, from a religious standpoint, especially Orthodox Jews going back, to the time of Christ themselves, with the things that he said, and the church that he set up. Obviously, there's a lot of animosity there in many instances, right? A lot of us, we've reached an understanding and stuff like that. But again, there's differences there. There's differences there which would potentially could spark conflict and other reasons to pursue those kinds of things. So when a church gets hit, or when there's Hebrew graffiti inside a church, inside a school, a Catholic school that was attacked, you need to talk about those things. You need to address those things, and those things do need to be condemned. But it's important to then not go too far, especially with people that just commit outright Jew hatred, I see, and they won't acknowledge anything on the other side, which is the propaganda coming out of the other side. And you have prominent, even conservative commentators that will just take the Gaza Ministry of Health statistics at face value and say that Israel is committing a genocide or whatever. They won't make any distinction as to whether it's combatant or non-combatant, how many of those are actual Hamas operatives. Then when you actually start doing the math, you see that Israel in their pursuit has actually been quite clinical, more clinical than any of our governments have been in the past and the present in terms of the urban warfare environment that they're operating in. They've done an extremely good job, it seems, and very sadly is a consequence of war that civilians, and in this case, there's a lot of children in Gaza. Children do die, very unfortunate. But then you do have to look at the society that tries to fake children being injured or killed or starved or whatever, and say that, oh no, they're morally abhorrent as well. They're disgusting as well. Which is why I see a lot of weird times where Christians simp for Muslims and be like, bro, they're coming for you. They're coming for you as well. They come for the Saturday people, then they come for the Sunday people, as the saying goes. But this is quite a funny incident of what seems to be a mother in Gaza with a scan to donate link into a GoFundMe, and there's a child in this clip where the child is making noises, just doing child things, right, playing for the camera, and has horrific scars on the face of the child. You think, fuck, what's going on here? Child's been horrifically injured by a bomb or shrapnel or something like that. I'll let the video play, and then I'll let you see what you notice about this child's quote-unquote injuries and what happens after they move their hands in front of their face.
I am Safa from Gaza, in Female kill me and kill my children. Please share the video and use my audio to reach my voice to the world. To reach my voice to the world. Share the video and use my audio to reach my voice to the world. Please help. We
Oh no. So again, this is where you see that these people, which you can appreciate the plight of the children and stuff like that, but then you can see how much the adults in this situation, it always scares me when you have children starving, but you have adults with BMIs that rival people in the United States. Really, really, really annoys me. That does, when people use children for political purposes in that way. And they'll harm children for the political pursuit in that way. But what you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't watching the video, if you were listening, it's a video of a mother with 2 children. She's claiming, you know, they killed my children or whatever, as in the IDF or whatever. Use my link. Please donate. Please help us. Pardon me. And what the kid on the right-hand side does, the one with the scars on the face, eventually moves their hand, obviously the mother not paying too much attention on what the child is doing, trying to just record a propaganda video, not thinking anything's going to happen. You have this, before the child moves their hands in front of their face, this is the image, which I bring up on screen again, of the scars across the child's face. Now, what happens is the child moves their hands in front of their face, and the scars, the same scars and bloody nose and whatever else, transfer to the mother's face, which you can see in this image here, which I've frozen for you here. Obviously, it was frozen in the video anyway. And this completely destroys any notion of sympathy for me. So it shows that you're trying, and she tries to then angle the camera to get the scars back onto the child's face, realizing that she's been duped. But then she still thinks that she can dupe people, seemingly, because this video was presumably then posted to the internet, and presumably people did donate. Presumably then people did donate. Presumably people were taken in by this. And this is how stupid these people think you are. People that are coming here with the colonizing imperialistic ideology of Islam, they think you're stupid enough to fall for this, mind you. They think you're stupid enough to fall for this. They think you're stupid enough to fall for when they say Islam is a religion of peace and they want to coexist and all of these things, right? And they'll use filters on their children to con you out of your money. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. And while I'll never support any Palestinian, quote-unquote, refugee or whatever coming to this country for whatever reason, it's quite clearly that people can't be trusted. Quite clearly people can't be trusted. And, you know, I just want the sooner the conflict in the Middle East is obviously resolved, the better. Sooner the hostages are returned back, the better. And hopefully then children can stop dying, right? Children can stop dying. Hostages returned, children stop dying. That's what we all should fucking want. Isn't it? If you enjoyed that clip, then make sure to go on over to the Voice of the Valleys X page at VOT_Valleys on X. We're also on Instagram at Voice of the Valleys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Godspeed.